Hello everyone. I know that I don't look like your typical YouTube guru, but I bet you couldn't tell that from how extremely professional my background lighting and sound quality is. And I'm definitely not sitting on the floor right now. This is just a fragment of your imagination. We both know why you clicked on that video, but in case you have been living under a rock, YouTube just announced a new update to the Partners program. Basically, a new update on how creators monetize their content. The whole house is mad. The aftermath, the fiasco after this announcement was released has been nothing less than insane. I have never been more invested in something like this since the whole Bye Sisters drama happened, and that tells a lot. I really don't want to come here and recite the same points that you have already heard over and over and over again from like the other 1,000 YouTubers that have covered this situation. However, I do want to focus more on talking about the greed of corporations and why being a content creator in the year of 2026 sucks. But first, and very unfortunately, I have to give you an idea on how the YouTube monetization works. And who is better to teach you about YouTube monetization than a creator who isn't even monetized? So YouTube have two tiers or two stages on how you basically get monetized. First tier, I generally don't even know why I have to mention this because I personally think it's very useless. So basically you have to have more than I think 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours for you to be approved for first stage of monetization. And after you pass, you can monetize, quote unquote, monetize your content. And the ways that you can do that is by having your watchers sending you gifts on your content or lives, or making members only content, or like using a product and linking it down in your like a description or whatever, I guess. Did you understand anything from what I said right now? No? Great. Because I don't understand a thing either. But personally, I have always felt like tier 1 exists as a way for YouTube to make themselves look a little bit less guilty. Like, hey, you don't just make money from ads, we actually provide our creators other ways to earn. And then they sprinkle this on you. But I feel like everyone here already knows that those other ways to earn are unrealistic and useless. And I know I might sound a bit harsh, but understand that I'm also talking about this from my own perspective as a very tiny microscopic creator on this platform. Let's take members only content, for example. I personally myself don't think that any of my videos are worth to be put behind a paywall for my watchers to access to. And I'm not saying this for y'all to tell me, no, Kimmy, you're so sexy and your content is so good. But I really mean it. When it comes to gifts and stuff, I'm not asking anyone to take money out of their own pockets to give it to me in this economy. YouTube is already torturing a lot of us with the insane amount of ads that we have to go through whenever we watch any video. So even though your girl hit tier 1 of like the monetization, I'm not making any money of it. Or I'm not utilizing it, you can say. So now let's talk about the juicy stuff. Tier 2 of monetization, and the new update / announcement is concerning tier 2 specifically, AdSense. You get paid from the ads that YouTube puts in your video. And to hit tier 2, you have to have more than 1K subscribers and more than 4,000 watch hours, qualified watch hours. If you are not familiar with what all of those means and you think those numbers are small, I beg you to think again. I myself don't really understand how watch hours work, but from my own experience, I can talk a little bit about it. So I have been posting on YouTube for almost a year, and I have made 24 long form videos. And I would personally say that I have been somewhat consistent with my uploads. I upload every 2 to 3 times a month. But also please put in mind that the videos that I make are a bit long. I make like 30, 40, 50-minute long videos. So I can't be really spam posting the type of videos that I usually make. I have got 35,000 views across all of the 24 long form videos that I have posted. But the real question is, how many watch hours do I have? I have about 3,750 something qualified watch hours, Like, I'm a regular person. I'm not gonna be able to be one of those YouTube gurus who are able to break down analytics and what exactly do they mean. But I really hope that what I shared right now puts in perspective how hard it is to get qualified watch hours. Anyway, my divas, starting February 2027, you will have to have 8,000 qualified watch hours to be monetized.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
Now I understand why the whole house is mad. People really don't understand that the amount of effort you have to put in this ass platform to be noticed is insane. The first 3 months of me constantly posting on this platform, I was genuinely getting 5 to 20 views per video. Yeah, not 5,000, not 500, 5 to 20 views, as in the number 20, as in the number 2020. This is just talking about like long form content. This is not even mentioning shorts and how the rules have also completely changed for shorts. And how the qualified watch hours for shorts have also doubled. In the past, you had to get about 10 million views every 90 days. Now you have to get 20 million views every 90 days, and you have to stay getting these numbers or else you are going to get demonetized. In the past, if a channel was monetized from their long form videos, if they posted shorts, they would get revenue on that. But after the new update, those channels wouldn't be able to get money because of it. Also, take a shot every time I say shorts. I don't feel like I'm very qualified to talk about the short situation specifically. There are a lot of other creators who have broke down the whole short situation way better than I will ever be able to. But all I have to say about that is that for a platform who has been shoving short content down our throats since shorts have become a thing, they are very excited to not pay their creators any money from it. I want to focus more on talking about monetization from long form videos, because first, I mainly make long form videos anyway, and second, with the new update to the partners program, it is going to be very, very hard to get monetized and stay monetized from shorts. What I'm about to say right now is definitely a personal opinion, but I think that this new update / announcement is going to stunt any wave of new creators and completely kill small creators on here. It is designed to keep the top creators on top. Like, I'm so sorry that I don't have a whole team behind me, that I'm not filming with the highest quality camera to the point you can see the mitochondria of my cells. I'm so sorry that I'm not posting 3 times a week, because I have an editor behind me who edits all the content that I'm filming. Remember that era of the relatable, chill YouTuber who films using their iPhone 6 inside their bedroom and makes vlogs of them going to college, school, or work? I wanted to cherish that time very, very well, because I don't think from this point on this type of YouTuber will be able to exist. Only corporations who are going to try to sell you subscriptions to HelloFresh or Center. Get out! Right now, I'm going to talk about something that some of y'all have extreme fears towards. Trigger warning, I'm about to mention the J word. What about people with jobs? What about people who need to provide for themselves and their family, who also happen to want to start here on this platform? The people who do not want to spam tong 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 sahur and ballerina cappuccina getting it on, and actually want to create meaningful content. What about the people who already have jobs and are monetized from this platform, but now, of course, with the new update, they're going to lose a good chunk of their income because they're no longer qualified to make money off their short content? I'm gonna talk about myself here, but last year I started my own small business, which happens to be my main and only source of income as of right now. I'm not as busy as someone who has a full-time job, but I'm definitely not as free. With this new update, you're asking me to treat YouTube like it's a full-time job. Constant high-quality uploads. Constantly chasing the latest trends. Abandoning making any content that you love if it doesn't make you get views. Doing all that, and at the end, the algorithm wouldn't even spit at your direction. But the cherry on top is that you're not even getting paid to do all that.
There's something that I didn't mention here, but I've been thinking about it, and that's why I want to talk about. Putting aside the wild spread of AI slop content, which is extremely harmful on different platforms, not just YouTube, there's also another type of content that always existed, but as of late it has been spreading like a wildfire that I personally think is as negative or as bad People who make rage baiting, clickbaity, misleading type of content. And unfortunately, different algorithms that include in YouTube, of course, have been rewarding that type of content. I'm not gonna go into so much details. I might make a whole video about this eventually. That type of content that is extremely hateful and drama focused is now going to be spread 10 times even more on the platform. Like, it has already been a huge problem on TikTok, and that's why I switched to using YouTube for consuming content. As I already said, this content has already existed on the platform, but buckle up everyone, it's about to get worse. I unfortunately know that it's not hard to get views if you followed a certain formula, and unfortunately that type of certain formula does work really well for people. I get it, drama sells. And that's why also I'm making today's video. I'm not gonna even lie about that.
Some really smart people did the math, but with this new update, you will have to be at least getting 250 views daily on like a 10-minute video to reach the qualified watch hours. Which also means that you could be grinding on this platform for almost 2 years before you even get monetized. You will already have formed some type of an audience who is familiar with you and your content, while you're also not making any money on your content. But do you know who will be making money on your content? YouTube. YouTube is going to be running ads on your content while you will not even make a single penny off of your own videos. I know that when it comes to this situation, a lot of us are on the same page, which is this is extremely unfair. But unfortunately, some sick and twisted people genuinely think that you shouldn't be making content with the purpose of like monetizing it eventually. And for those people, all I'm going to say is, how does it feel to be constantly hopping the of a big corporation? I bet that your favorite sport is constantly bouncing on the day. On that corporation day. I bet it feels so good. So it is wrong for me as a small creator to want to monetize my content, but somewhat totally okay for a big corporation. A big corporation just made an announcement saying, we want to make more money off of you while paying you less. It is not a sin to want to be paid as a content creator, especially in this economy.
When the average person consumes social media content more than they consume traditional TV, it's only fair that the people behind that content get paid. Those big social media platforms are able to make an insane amount of revenue due to the labor of content creators. As I already said before, they are still making money off of your content. They are just not sharing it with you.
Have we lost our common sense and our critical thinking skills? This is the type of greed they be talking about in the holy books. Like, how do you expect a starting creator to be making high quality content with no support whatsoever?
That all without even mentioning the fact that the money you're making off of the platform isn't even that good. Have you ever wondered why your favorite YouTuber has to have a sponsor with every video? Why your favorite YouTuber has to have a Patreon? Content creation isn't cheap. It costs a lot of money and time.
Not all of us have like an insane amount of disposable income that we can just throw into buying like equipments and stuff to film our videos. Dear YouTubers, no more moving to LA after getting your big break, because your big break will never happen. And every video that I've watched of a big YouTube guru, all of them are saying like, you have little time to start acting now. Well, how about I die? In Minecraft, of course. Where else would I die except in the very known sandbox game made by Mojang, Minecraft? I'm so sorry if this video is not taking off all the points that I could have spoken about when it comes to this matter. So feel free to add to the conversation in the comments. I would really love to hear what y'all have to say. Plus, I literally just wrote the whatever script of this video right now on my notes app. So just to be clear with y'all, this is not the type of content that I make at all, usually. I was just so livid and pissed that I had to speak about this. Also, I am aware that I've been somewhat awkward throughout this video. Unfortunately, I'm still not completely used to talking in front of a camera, and I know that this is a crazy thing to say for someone who wants to be a YouTuber. Unfortunately, this era of being awkward in front of the camera is unskippable phase of any YouTuber's starting point. So bear with me. And usually this awkwardness fixes itself the more I get used to posting more videos. So I'm Raccoon Kimmy. I make vlogs, dyeing my hair and going places. So technically this is my first commentary video. I hope you liked it. And bye. Have a great day, great night, great afternoon, great life. stay alive.